Good morning. It's the Agoracom News TV. Today I have 6 press releases to talk about. On the resource stock sector, there was a lot of news out yesterday after the close, and then early this morning I picked out another few news releases that I want to talk about, and hopefully I can shine some light on those news releases and help you do some of your homework on these companies and ultimately in the show we hope that you find some winners in the companies that we talk about. I'm the host, Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the Chief Market Commentator for Agoracom. As I mentioned, I have 6 press releases here to talk about, so we're going to get right into it. The first company that I'm going to talk about is a company called Aroway Energy, Inc. And the news that they had is they announced that they've increased their proved reserves by 246% to 584,000 barrels of oil equivalent before royalties. They increased their net present value of proved reserves by 233%, and their reserve life to 4.5 years. There was a quote from Chris Cooper, who's the President and Chief Executive Officer of Aroway Energy, and he stated, and I quote, "Our 2013 reserve report is a great reflection of the increased growth we have built through the drill bit over the past 12 months, as well as reflects the value-added acquisitions we made last year. We remain committed to delivering increased shareholder value, and the significant increase in our reserves reflects the positive growth we have achieved and will continue to deliver to our shareholders." So they had some pretty good news out there. The company's symbol is ARW. I'd check out their, I've been following this company for a little while, and I'm definitely going to be looking closer because I like to see companies that can increase their results with the drill rig, as I call it, the truth machine, and it looks like they've had some pretty good success with the truth machine. Another company that had news out was a company called Colorado Resources. They announced that they had drills of 71.3 meters of 0.14% copper at El Dorado. Now, this company has been getting a lot of attention lately in the marketplace because what they have is a very big tonnage target. They've been drilling some very thick intersections on this project in British Columbia, in the northern part of British Columbia. But what I've been kind of cautious with regarding this company is the results so far are pretty low grade. Now, they have hit really thick intersections, so it looks like they have a very big tonnage system. But you got to always be careful with the grade, and right now the grade has not sort of jumped out to me, but definitely those thick intersections have. So I think they've got a long way to go. They got to do a lot more drilling. I'm definitely monitoring these drill results. Their stock symbol is CXO on the Venture Exchange, and again, I'd check that one out. Another company that had news out yesterday, these first 2 companies were after the show yesterday morning. These companies came out with news in the afternoon yesterday, and the final one from yesterday's afternoon was International Tower Hill Mines announces their Live and Good project feasibility study results. They had some results out, but the market really was quite hammered the stock after those results went out. Earlier this morning, the stock was down 40% as I was looking at it. Now, this is a company that I've been following for a long time and have been quite bullish on, and the reason that I was bullish on the company was that they have a great deal of gold there. Now, the feasibility study, their overall resource is around close to 20 million ounces. The resource the feasibility study they did on a portion of that deposit, which covers about 8 million ounces of gold. It was only marginally feasible. That's why the stock got beaten down. Their cost of producing over the life of mine is $1,474, and they used a number of the value of $1,500, which is the average over the last few years, which obviously didn't excite the market, and there was a quote from Don Uegluben, who is the Chief Executive Officer of International Tower Hill Mines, and he said, and I quote, "The results of the feasibility study confirm that the Live and Good project is a large, well-proven resource that can significantly benefit from economies of scale to generate good economic returns. While the large project feasibility study results are not economically robust in today's market, the Live and Good project remains a very significant gold deposit in one of the most favorable jurisdictions in the world. The company is highly focused on advancing lower cost opportunities identified in this feasibility study. The company has also implemented numerous cost-cutting savings initiatives that will allow it to continue with the opportunities review and maintain the project well into 2015. We will also be maintaining the necessary environmental baseline activities to move the permitting process forward and maintain the integrity and usability of 5 years of data already compiled for any of the various production alternatives." End quote. Now, what surprises me about this project is these guys had to know that their costs were high. And so it makes me wonder, why did they bother to go ahead with the feasibility study if they knew that their costs were so high? They do make note that they have, and I agree that they have ways to look at bringing their costs down. I'm quite shocked about that high cost. This project is really close to Fairbanks, Alaska, I think 20 or 30 miles outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. It's only about 4 miles off of a highway. It's within miles of a few miles of a power line that they can grab power from. So all of these things combined really is it's quite shocking that their cost is that high, and again that they went ahead with a feasibility study if they knew that their costs were that high. Why didn't they do this work to bring down their costs, the costs that they were talking about before moving ahead with the feasibility study? This makes me wonder about management's decision making. The management has changed a few times over the last few years, so maybe some of this was the backroom things that were being argued about. But again, it really surprises me that their cost of production is so high. So I think what they need to do now is to bring those costs down. And I'm long-term very bullish on gold. I think over the next 4 or 5 years that we're going to see gold above $2,000 an ounce and stay there. If that's the case, then this project is long from over. I think that it's a warning sign to other projects that if you have a low-grade deposit, you must be careful, because if a low-grade gold deposit with this close to infrastructure can't make it, if you've got one that's out in the boondocks, you better be very careful about those kind of projects. So again, their symbol is ITH.T. They're on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I will continue to monitor this company. They've got a lot of gold there. I do think that they have some alternative ways to look at mining that deposit. And then probably they would do some sort of a updated feasibility study in the future. So that's International Tower Hill Mines. Another company that came out with results, Parkside Resources. Parkside Resources has a project up in the they're 35 kilometers southeast of Goldcorp's Musselwhite mine, and they had some very good results out. They've had some high grades as high as 16.2 grams per ton gold over a half a meter. They hit gold on all their various different drill holes. There's a quote from their president and CEO in here, Donald Goldman. He of Parkside commented, and I quote, "We are very pleased with the results of Parkside's inaugural drill program. The strong results confirm our belief in the viability of the Forester Lake gold property to delineate an economic gold deposit, and in the ability of Benton Resources, our option and joint venture agreement partner, to identify and source out a highly prospective gold property." He went on, drill area number 1, and in particular hole FOR 13-8 definitely justifies several follow-up holes to test the overall structure of the iron formation and the continuity and extension of the gold mineralization, both along strike to northwest and southeast and at depth. What encouraged me about this results was that there was high-grade gold and it's near surface. It's in a well-known mining jurisdiction. They've got a major in there that likes that in Goldcorp that likes to go after high-grade gold targets. So this is in a high-grade area. They're hitting some high-grade gold really close to surface. I'm going to keep a really close eye on this one. Their stock symbol is PKS on the Venture Exchange. Another company that had news out was Sabina Gold and Silver. They had some very good results from their Umwelt deposit at their Back River project in Nunavut. There's a quote from their CEO. "We are very pleased with the conversion drilling that has been completed at Umwelt to date," said Rob Peace, the President and Chief Executive Officer. "The Umwelt deposit is the largest of the Back River resources. Drilling in the proposed pit shell continues to demonstrate continuity and good grade. The Umwelt deposit is also our largest underground resource to date, with mineralization over 1 kilometer deep, with very good grades and widths found in the G2 zone. Work at the George property will be wrapping up for the season by early August. However, we will continue to evaluate new targets for potential new open pit discoveries at Goose, Boot, and Boulder well into September." So that's, up in Nunavut, they can only drill a certain portion of the year, and they're getting pretty close to the end of their season. Obviously, they'll have some more drill results out. I've been following this company for several years. They've got a lot of high grade up there. Their stock symbol is SBB, and they trade on the Toronto Exchange. The final company that had news out today is Denison Mines Corporation. The headline from it is 43.2% uranium over 10.3 meters at Wheeler River. This is in their Phoenix A deposit. Again, they hit that really thick intersection, which represents the highest grade by thickness product of any drill hole on the Wheeler River deposit or Wheeler River property. The summer drill program is well underway, with 15 of the 23 planned drill holes having been completed, 4 at Phoenix, 3 at Phoenix North, and 8 at the 489 zone. The highlights of the program are summarized in the drill table that you can find on their website. I've been following this Wheeler River project of Denison's for quite some time because it is a very, very high-grade uranium discovery in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is host to the highest grade discoveries in the world. It is the source of about 25% of the world's uranium. This is a great discovery. They've got other projects. Their Waterbury Lake project in total they have 7 projects that are being drilled this summer. Their stock symbol is DML. I love high-grade deposits, and that's why I'm very keen on companies that are drilling in Saskatchewan, and this company definitely has an interesting project there in their Wheeler River deposit, and they're drilling it hard right now, and they'll have a whole bunch more drill results. So we had a big show today. Thank you very much for watching the Agoracom Small Cap TV. You can watch our shows. I usually put them out about an hour, hour and a half after the market opens. I like to see what's going on early in the morning and see if there's any results that I want to talk about that come out first thing in the morning. It's really important. I want to stress that you speak to your financial advisor and do your homework before making any investment decisions. On that note, I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and have a great day.